My name is Divyansh and I am going to explain the codes written by me for getting the maximal points. What are the maximal points? The points which dominate the other point. What is the dominance? Dominance is that when the x and y coordinate are greater than the x and y coordinate of other point, then we say this point as a dominating point. And if a point dominates the other, then we say that this is a maximal point. Now there are two algorithms by which we will get the maximal points in the given array. So the first algorithm is left to right sweeping algorithm and the second algorithm is right to left sweeping algorithm. So first we will see the left to right sweeping algorithm. For this I have imported merge sort which is made by me, and we will not go deep into this because this is simply merge sort, and these are some four data sets on uh, which I defined for testing my code. Now let's see how I implemented left to right. I put a counter for counting the number of iterations, and then I took the input of points, which is the list containing all the tuples having x and y coordinates of the points. Then I sorted this using merge sort, and then I put the first element of that point sorted points in my candidate list, because first point will always be the candidate in left to right algorithm. And then I took for loop for that points, took the first point, and I made it the deep copy of that candidate list, because if I do not do it, then it will destroy my loop. So because I'm going to modify that candidate list in between the loop. So if the y coordinate of the previous candidate is less than the y coordinate of the new point, then we will remove that previous point, because that is the that is dominated by the new point game. And then I will append the new point in the candidate list, and by doing just this for loop we will get all the maximal points using this left to right sweeping algorithm. And now we will see the right to left algorithm. So again I imported the same merge sort here and all the data from that merge sort. These are just testing data. It will work for all the data sets. Again I put a counter here, and then I started my right to left algorithm. Now here I again sorted the points as I mentioned earlier. It will sort in the same fashion, and then I took the last point in my result. Here I do not need any candidate list. I am just maintaining a list for result which I will return it, and there is nothing to do with this result. And just my last point will always be the maximal points, as its x coordinate will be the maximum. Now uh, again I put a loop for all the for the length in that range, uh, and then I started it. So my points will be the last point. Actually I am iterating or sweeping from the rightmost side of the sorted array, so I am going from last. So here length of points minus I minus 1 for managing the range of that points, and then I increased the count by 1 for just counting the number of iterations. And then again I saw that result, because I am just taking the last point of the result, and if the y coordinate of the last point of my result list, this list which I mentioned for returning, which I maintained for returning, if the y coordinate of last point of my result is less than the y coordinate of the new point game, then I will append that point into the result. Otherwise I will not do anything. So by doing this, my result list will contain all the maximal points. Now I just reversed this result list because it was giving me the opposite result from last to the first. So I thought that it should be sorted in the same fashion as from left to right. And now we will test this code on terminal. Let's see how. So let's go towards the terminal, and this is my terminal. I'm going to search for the, I'm going to test for the left to right algorithm first. And so this is as I shown my left to right algorithm first. Now let's run it. So this is my original data as it is shown here, and the number of iterations it made, it was 27. And these are the maximal points which are returned by the left to right algorithm. And on the same data I will run right to left algorithm. Let's see how it works. Again, the data is the same, original data is the same, but the number of iterations is only 17. Right, this is the big difference between these two, and all the maximal points are the same. So this was by the data 1. Now I will change the data. I will make this data 1 as data 2 here in this left to right, and here in this right to left. Now again, let's see how they works on the data 2. So first left to right, this is my data 2, which is little bigger than the last one, and the number of iterations it made, it is 44, and the maximal points found are only two, this 15,6 and 17,5. And now I will run the right to left. Let's see what does it give. And so the original points are the same, but the number of iterations is just 21, so it is approximately half than the last one, and the maximal points will be the same. So that's all. Thank you.